Hi guys, welcome back to eBay week. This week I am talking about different beauty items that I have purchased on eBay, and today I'm going to be talking about Jessup makeup brushes. I got all of these brushes for $20, even less if you're in the United States. They were, I think, $15 and then $5 shipping. Shipping takes about a month. They do come from China, but these are amazing quality. I initially heard about these brushes from a fellow YouTuber. Her name is Little Lady Lori, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Stephanie is her actual name. I will link to her video down below because she compares these to the Sigma Premium Kit of brushes, I believe it is. I don't really own many Sigma brushes because I find there are so many amazing dupes out there and just amazing well-priced brushes so that I don't need to go spend like $20 on one brush. So I decided to check these out and I really love them. I wanted to tell you all about them. I'm going to go through each brush and show you what they look like. Overall though, they are very soft. I got the black and gold version. You can get white and gold, black and silver, purple, pink, blue, all kinds of different colors. So depending on what you prefer, you should be able to find something that kind of matches your style, but black and gold seemed pretty suitable for my taste. But I really love these brushes, so I'm going to go through them and you can decide if you want to pick them up for yourself. So the first brush is the large powder brush, and I forgot to mention there's 15 brushes in the set, so that works out to be less than $2 a brush, which is an amazing deal, even less than e.l.f. This is a super soft powder brush. It's not really round, it's a little bit kind of pinched at the base, but a really soft, great powder brush, and I have no complaints with it. This next brush is one of my favorites. I wish I had multiple of these. It is the Tapered Face Brush. This is great for putting powder under your eyes, great for bronzing, blush, blending out. It is amazing, a really great soft brush, and I'm not sure how these all compare to Sigma brushes, but like I said, I will leave Stephanie's link down below and you can kind of get the side-by-side comparisons, but just from a straight, like, is this a good brush comparison, it's a good brush. Onto their powder slash blush brush. I also haven't had any issues with shedding with these, and they are almost all synthetic. I will let you know which ones aren't synthetic, but this is great, really good for contour because it is quite a small blush brush, or if you like your blush to be pretty concentrated and you just kind of need to do one swipe, it makes it really easy. It sort of reminds me of the e.l.f. blush brush, and I do like it for the under eye as well, so it kind of does a little bit of double duty. Another one of my favorites of the bunch is the Tapered Highlighter. This reminds me of the Real Techniques setting brush, which I love to use for highlight or for setting the under eye. It is like a pinched little kind of tapered at the bottom here, but then it has a little bit, it's not super fluffy, but it's also not super dense. So it is going to give you a really great highlight if you want to go in there with the product pretty densely. It's not going to be as light as a fan brush, so if you're looking for a little bit more of an intense highlight, this is the way to go. This is the only duo fiber brush of the bunch. It is the duo fiber powder slash blush brush. Why is blush brush so hard to say? But this is a great duo fiber brush, really good for cream products. I like to use it to blend out any cream contour or to blend out concealer around my under eye. I love duo fiber brushes for cream products, and this one has been great. Up next, we have their large concealer brush and the large fluff brush. I like these for kind of the same things. The concealer brush is kind of your typical concealer brush. It's very large, so it also is great for cream contour. If you just want to do like a really thin line down your on the side of your cheeks or down your nose, it is great for that. And then the large fluff brush is great for packing down shadow on your lid, albeit it is very big, but great for packing down shadow on your lid as well. You can use it to blend out your under eye or set your under eye as well if you really want to pack on some powder. I know I'm giving you like a whole bunch of options for these brushes, but I think that's important to know that just because this says it's a large concealer brush doesn't mean it needs to be used for only concealer. It's got like multiple uses, and I think that's something important to keep in mind, especially if you're traveling a lot or if you don't have a lot of makeup brushes, is to use them for multiple things. These are the two wool brushes that I mentioned. There is a blending brush and a tapered blending brush. To compare to the Sigma brush, I've got a blending brush, which is their E25. It is similar. The quality definitely doesn't seem the same in the Jessup brushes for the wool brushes. I don't think. It seems a little bit more stiff. Maybe when I use it a few more times, it'll start to work a little bit better. They are nice, but they're definitely not my favorite of the bunch. I prefer the synthetic over the 2 wool, but there's only 2 wool out of 15, and it's not that they're bad, they're just definitely, I don't like them as much. This is their just concealer brush. You had the large concealer and now you have the concealer brush. I honestly don't use concealer brushes very often. At most I will just use them for placing cream contour. So it's nice. There's nothing wrong with it. I just am not a really huge fan of concealer brushes, so I can't really rave about it, but I do like it. Last but not least, a few great eye brushes of the set. This one here is the small tapered blender, and I would say this is totally comparable. I have the small tapered blending in Sigma, and they're very, very similar. So the silver is the Sigma and the gold is the Jessup. You can see there is a very similar shape. My Sigma one is very dirty right now, but they feel really, really great, and I would say that these two are totally comparable. Then you get a short shader brush, which is great for highlighting just under your brow bone with concealer or a light kind of cream colored powder. And it is also great for kind of smudging on your under eye. Even though it is pretty thin, you can get a nice concentrated bit of eyeshadow there. Then you also have a flat definer brush, which I honestly don't use very often, but I saw someone use it recently in a video to kind of go under their eyebrow with concealer, and I know that people do that all the time, but I was kind of like, why aren't I doing that? So that's how I'm going to start using this, is to kind of carve out my eyebrows a little bit more. And then the last eyeliner, or the last eye brush, is the small eyeliner, which I love. It is tiny, tiny. It is on a little bit of an angle, which I love because there is an e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush, which is great. This isn't as angled as that. It's just kind of the bristles, but it is so tiny, and if you are a fan of gel eyeliner, this is going to be super helpful to help get a really nice thin line, and then you can build it up if you want. The last brush is their lip brush, which kind of comes you get like a little cover with it, and it looks like a little gold pen almost, and then you just kind of do this, which is nice. So if you're taking it on the go, it'll stay protected and you won't get lip product all over everything in your makeup bag or purse or whatever you have it in. I wish it was a little bit smaller, but it is nice and thin. It is good for applying liquid lipsticks. Honestly, I don't use it very often, but if I am trying to get a really precise line with a really dark liquid lipstick, it totally comes in handy, and I love that it has this cover on it because it helps prevent mess. I also did want to do a whole other video dedicated to these brushes, but these are amazing. They're from the brand Style Master, which is also on eBay, but Jessup makes brushes like these too, which I'm sure would be as good. They're very similar to the Sigma brushes that are just like this. You can see in my close-up, these are very dirty because I use them all the time. I bought the big version, so kind of the one that would be a dupe for a Sigma F40, as well as the smaller ones. I wouldn't recommend the bigger ones just because they are starting to shed. I've had them for about a year, but these are doing amazing. They are great for blending out concealer under your eye, even eye looks. I mostly like them just for concealer, but these are amazing. And I think these were like, I think I got these 4 brushes and then the matching big 4 ones for like $20 as well. So these would probably only be like $10 on their own. And these I would highly, highly recommend. So there you have it. Those are my favorite eBay brushes. Let me know if you've purchased anything interesting off eBay down below, or if you have tried those brushes, or if you will try them. Like I said, they are really, really great. Great for beginners. Great if you just want to build up your kit. For $20, it is so, so worth it. There's only like 1 or 2 duds in the bunch. Coming up for my next eBay week video, it is going to be some $2 liquid lipstick. So I'm going to have a lip swatch video coming for you on Sunday. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!